Absolutely. Pull up a chair, have a seat. Like and share the video. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. That's the Painful Excellence Podcast. Um, yeah, this is going to be an interesting topic. And in my opinion, this one that needs to be had. Smash the like button. Y'all see the picture. And there's a problem. There's a major problem. Major problem. And this is where we are as a community. And then when we look around on social media and look around and look at our kids, our young men, our young women, we're wondering, where did we go wrong at? I'm going to break it down where we went wrong at. And I think it was an organized play by the powers that be to create internal dysfunction within the American household, both Black and white, and Latin, the American household. Gender roles are all jumbled up. Gender roles are jumbled up. And we have chaos, and I think it's all organized confusion. It's disgusting. And we're defenseless. I think that the problem that we have, this was internal, the T word, ism, T-ism. I know that word is like a buzzword on social media, on YouTube, whatever. But one thing is for sure, when you diminish the role of a man inside of a household, when the laws are not in our favor as far as marriage has become a fruitless and horrible deal, to the point where men are just they just don't want to do it anymore. And I know this is a whole other show, but thinking about something, I said, when a couple gets divorced, the men are usually the most miserable people on earth. They're losing half of their stuff or all of their stuff. They have to have visitation with the kids. They have to pay alimony in some cases. They have to pay child support in most cases. They're miserable, which is why a lot of men, when they're in an unhappy marriage, they're like, you know what? That term cheaper to keeper, and you're walking on eggshells in a house that 8 times out of 10 you're paying for. You're disrespected in your own house. She's raising the kids to disrespect you. Your blood pressure's going high. You go to an early grave. You go to court. The courts are 100% in the female's favor, which is why men say, I can't divorce this chick. I got to stay here because I'm going to lose everything. And in a lot of cases, they're losing things that the women didn't work for. But you let her tell it, she'll act like being at home and raising the kid and picking them up from school and taking them to soccer, like you would think that that's like slavery to them. I have the hardest job in the world. I'm a mother and I'm a wife. Excuse me, that's your job. The man is out there with the weight of the world on his shoulders. The most disrespected being on this planet Earth. Woke culture has redefined manhood. And it's disgusting. And it's not that men don't want to be men anymore. And look, what I just defined to you, that's what I'm talking about, gender roles. Now, when you talk about gender roles, women think you're being sexist. No, if I'm out here busting my ass, working 2 jobs, something that I've done in the past, for the sake of my household, for the sake of my family. That's just being a man. Ain't no one gonna feel sorry for us. We just have to do it. Man up. That's what they tell us, right? What are you crying for? Man up. What, you lost a finger? You got 9 more. Go back to work. Throw some ice on it, some Robitussin, go back to work. Because it's not about you. It's about that family you created. What do they tell men? When you're in court and you accidentally, you practice safe sex and the condom broke or she lied and said she was on the pill. What do they say? We don't know. We just want, give me your W-2s or 1099. All we need to know is how much you make. They don't want to hear, oh, I didn't agree to this. They don't want to hear that. It's your responsibility. You know when you're having sex, there's a possibility you can make a baby. Unless your team vasectomy. Shout out to my brothers. This is ridiculous. So you've made men depressed and just not want married. A lot of men, you know, more women, we did that the other day. More women are on antidepressants than men, because you know why? Men have figured out, yo, look, they don't want to. All right, y'all want us to reward y'all for just being women? Okay, no thank you. We'll skip on marriage. We want you, but we don't need you. Now, any woman that says, oh, well, we want you, but we don't need you either. Matter of fact, we don't want you. What happens when women take on the gender role of a man? I can do bad all by myself. A lot of y'all do bad by yourself. What happens when you got to work 60-hour work weeks? A lot of y'all are not built to do what we do, because you know, I'm just gonna say it. Physically, scientifically, in spiritually, religiously, y'all not supposed to be doing what we're doing. Y'all want all these equal rights, but then when it was mentioned about the draft possibly coming back, women talking about, I'm not going to the draft. Why not? Y'all want to do everything we do. But I say this all the time, when it comes down to jobs, and you need to work out on the oil rig. And on that oil rig, they say, okay, you can work here for 6 weeks. It's very dangerous. Run wrong turn, run wrong slip. You can actually get mangled up in a pipeline. But 6 weeks working out here, we're going to pay you 6 figures for 6 weeks of work. Or you can stay out here for 6 weeks and work in that little office for $35,000. 6 weeks. It's a lot of money for 6 weeks of work. Now, I'm a man. I'm like, yo, look, man, just train me and I hope I don't get mangled, but I need that 6 figures for 6 weeks of work. Out of 10 women, how many women do you think out of 10 are going to say, hey, I want to work out here with the slippery oil and I'll just pray I don't get mangled up? How many women do you know? Out of 10, I'll probably say 1. Maybe 1. And she might not be physically fit enough to do all of that hard work. You ever seen what it is to work on an oil rig in the middle of the ocean? Women can't do that. They can't do that. Have y'all seen that? I didn't want to do that. But guess what? If I'm asked out and I need a come up, and they say, yo, look, oil rig, 6 weeks, $120,000, but yo, you could actually die out there. You could fall over the edge, falling in the water, and hopefully you can hold it down until we can get to you. Or you know, you could be like moving a chain and you can get your leg caught. You could die out here. But if you make it 6 weeks, we'll pay you $120,000. If my back's against the wall, I'm getting that bread. They're not even offering the brothers that office gig. Because $35,000 for 6 weeks of work, that's a lot of money. Get out of here, man. And I was just sitting here thinking about this today, and I got kind of annoyed. I'm like, man, this is crazy. So before I get to the rest of the topic, let's do this roll call. Mark Wunderlich, Love is the Word. Shaquilla Fields, Rod Neal, Mind of Mansa Musa, Josh, Phenomenal Mexican, Young Abel's in the building. Tay Tay, future ex-wife, salute. Rod Neal. Oh, it jumped on me. Philip D in the building. Big Joe Townsend. Anthony Ingram, 78 Sports. The Generals in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Yes, sir. So I was thinking about this. Spurgood, what up? And I got annoyed. Because manhood has been redefined by way of woke culture. It's annoying. It's annoying. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I kill vibes, salute. So of course, you see the picture. Yesterday's American man, just put the racial thing aside, but that's a man wearing a suit. That was everyday dress for most men. They wore a hat, then he probably had a regular job and worked, and he, made enough money to take care of his household. And usually, it's a black and white picture. Usually he probably came home and the house had dinner ready. Peter, what's good? And the kids were, just around, hey, dad, whatever. And he sits down at the dinner table and asks how everyone's day is. And they ate and they socialized. And then they cleaned the plates. Mom washed the dishes. He went in the living room, picked up the newspaper. If they had a TV, they watched TV. The kids watch TV, and then it's time for them to go to bed. The kids go to bed because they got school in the morning. He chit-chats with his wife. Then he, normally the wife brings him his slippers, and then he goes upstairs, takes a shower, goes to bed, and he does it again and again and again. And it's a Monday through Friday gig, and he does that for 20 years of his life. When he retires, he gets a watch and a pat on the back and his pension, which is usually half of what you made all your life. And usually when you retired, it was still enough to maintain your household, put the kids through school. But with inflation and things changing, nowadays, the wives do have to work. It's rare that men make enough money that the women can stay home. It's rare. It's not impossible, but it's rare. Or some women just want to work, and that's fine. But I draw the line when women try to undermine, listen carefully, try to undermine a man's role, not only in the household, but in this world. That's a problem. Now you see this dude on the right-hand side? I live in New York, y'all. There's really things like this walking around. And let me say this. From what I understand, you would talk to a dude like that and he'll tell you he's not gay.
What?
No, that's just how he feels today. It's even sicker that a dude like this will have a girlfriend. That's the sick part. I'm on the wrong planet. I promise you I am. And don't give me that, well, Prince used to dress like that. He was an entertainer. He was entertaining people, and he had an assembly line of women. Stop playing with me. Whatever. But manhood has been redefined by woke culture. How many times have I explained to y'all how the feminist movement was hijacked? I mean, let me be clear. Feminism originally was a good thing. It got hijacked by these woke women that had penis envy. They were angry at men. All the feminist movement wanted was equal rights. That's all. They wanted the right to vote, own their own bank accounts. I'm with all of that. They want to work, same jobs as a man, we want the same pay. I'm with that. What happened was these women with penis envy, and they had overall issues with men. They latched onto that and spun feminism out of control. It's a whole thing. Back in the 60s, they started writing. I told y'all what was it? The Cosmo, the woman that wrote for Cosmo. All of these lies, J-Man, salute. All of these lies. Basically saying, yo, we don't need men. We could do it by ourselves. To this day, right now, I just played y'all, remember I played y'all the audio from The View? And those were two women on the panel, and they were married. Two women in particular on the panel were married, undermining their husbands, except one. They said, no, we need gay men, though. And the first thing they said about gay men, why would you have a gay man around? Oh, well, they're the best gossipers. What? Who needs men? But they need their gay men. You see? So manhood has been redefined. You want more proof? Let me show y'all something. Y'all ready for this? This is going to make you mad. By the way, LDBC versus everybody. I rock this today. I rock my yellow one tomorrow. Salute to Mr. Mont. Y'all ready for this? This might piss y'all off. Y'all ready for this? When I tell you it starts at home, I'm not kidding. Need you to listen to this. P.E.P.
So now apparently one of my cousins, they be telling me I be going crazy sometimes. Don't get me wrong, my people be telling me I be going crazy for it, but you be wild as hell. But you feel me? I be on point for my people watch and give me commentary all the time on my posts. So if I'm going too crazy or if I'm off a pill, my people can tell me. But my little cousin just sent me this, right? Women say she will teach her son to send money to girls because they're pretty.
Huh? What? Y'all hear that? You see this? This woman is raising her son in her image. Where's that boy's father? You mean to tell me she don't know how many dirtbag women are out here? She's raising, you know what she's doing? She's raising a son to put money in 78 Sports TV's pocket. Holla at that money and magic. Let me put that up, my brother Big Joe Townsend. Women don't need men, but I don't see too many women claiming those roles during this tropical storm. Where is the Captain Marvel rescue and response team? Nope. As a matter of fact, shout out to our brother JC, because I think he's in Augusta, and I spoke to him over the weekend, and he was without power. I'm gonna call him tomorrow. He had some difficulty, but him and Bug, they had no power where they were for a long time. And he told me Bug and his buddies went out there and started sawing the trees that were blocking the road. When JC gets right, I want to ask him how many women were out there sawing trees. And if y'all never met Bug, I'm 6'2", Bug got to be about 6'4", 6'5". Big, burly Southern brother. So when he said, yeah, Bug out there sawing trees, clearing the road, him and some other brothers. Pinball salute. And that's what the men are doing. In times like that, when there's no power, and because, that part of the world is what we call dark. There's no power. Whatever you have in your freezer, you got to keep it cool. Or if you have meat, you got to cook it immediately. Right? Because it's going to go bad. You don't know when the power's coming back on. And guess what? Not all women, but a lot of women will be unsafe. Single women that live alone. Why? Because there are some creeps out there that use misfortune to take advantage. Law enforcement is on the fritz. They can't be everywhere at one time, and it's dangerous for them too. Right? So that part of the world is dark. Augusta, Georgia went dark, right? I want to know how many single women felt safe. I want to know how many single women were like, man, I got this. I bet they were hoping when they saw a group of men working, they probably butted up. Look, I live by myself. I got some food. Can I come shack up with somebody and tell this? Because I'm by myself. Right? I always used to say, man, you don't need us? Cool. If the lights went out right now and there was no satellites, no internet, we had no phones, nothing. Your best male friend can't get to you. He don't know where you're at, nothing. Will you be okay? Maybe for a little while. But what happens when it becomes, if it became a dark world where might is right? Might is right. You gonna be okay? Where everybody could strong arm rob you. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. And I'm not saying I'm the baddest mofo, but I'm bad enough. They're gonna look at me and say, yo, it ain't gonna be easy over there. We gonna try. Yeah, you gonna try. But you're gonna be handicapped if you win, though. You're gonna be handicapped real bad. It's gonna be bad for you. Now, how many of y'all single ladies, y'all gonna be okay? You strong, independent women, y'all gonna be okay? Oh, I got a gun, I can shoot. How much ammo do you have? Bullets run out. How many of y'all had to use a firearm under a stressful situation? Are you military trained? Did you see live combat? What happens when your bullets run out? What happens when you gotta go? Yo, listen, if COVID didn't wake some of y'all up, I don't know. I was fortunate because I'm in New York. But I looked at the news, man, in those outer cities, like Georgia, but outside of Atlanta and stuff, it was bad. When the world stopped, yeah, women needed help. Yeah, I know Joe Townsend, he was out there getting busy. Right? But a bulk of men were out there getting busy. The women were in the house. We have to protect the women during our ES salute. Yeah, exactly, Mansa Musa. You see what I mean? So we're the breadwinners, we're the caretakers. But yet we're the most disrespected. Women, especially black women, the sisters say, we're the most disrespected and unprotected people on this world. Y'all disrespect yourselves. And y'all disrespect us and expect us to protect you? Y'all have redefined manhood. Woke culture is taken up. It's taken over. Now here you have this TikTok. And look what it says. I'm going to teach my son to cash app girls just because they pretty. She's raising a simp right now. Let's hear what else this brother has to say. This is remarkable.
I'm gonna teach my son to cash app girls because they're pretty. She's raising a simp. She's raising a goddamn simp. And this is why single mother households need to be destroyed. It needs to be a man in that house. If you're going to have a baby, that man needs to be there. Straight up. Straight up. She's raising a simp, soy boy, sucker, simp, sponsor. This is not divine. This is not holy. This is demonic. This is satanic behavior. No man on this planet, on this realm, whatever you want to call it, should be sending a girl money just because she's pretty.
I don't need to show y'all any more of that. And for the record, Mansa Musa, for the record, I've seen a bunch of women try and fight men throughout my life. They all lost. They all lost. Every woman I've ever seen try and throw hands with a man. First of all, let me say this. I've seen women throw hands with men. 100% of the times that I could think of that I've seen, the women threw the first punch. %. They all threw the first punch. So that's number one. Number two, they all lost the physical fight. A couple of times I was there and I'm, hey, stop. Oh, and it's over just like that. Hey, yo, oh. I did my part. I was about to tell her chill. Yo, chill, you. Oh. You shouldn't have hit him. What you want me to do? Hey, well, stop it. Oh. Joe, what up? Bad business. But we have a woman talking about she's going to teach her son to Cash App girls because they're pretty. That boy's father wants nothing to do with him. And guess what? That ain't his fault. Because I'm willing to bet he told his mama when she missed her period and said, yo, I'm late. He said, yo, get your stomach pumped. I don't want this. Well, I'm not. Well, I'm out. I'm willing to bet that's what happened. No doubt, Joe. I appreciate you. Exactly, Abel. You see? You see? Things like that. So, I mentioned something about gender role. Let me read this. Gender role or sex role is a set of socially accepted behaviors and attitudes deemed appropriate or desirable for individuals based on their sex. Gender roles are usually centered on conceptions of masculinity and femininity, although there are exceptions and variations. The specifics regarding these gendered expectations may vary among cultures, while other characteristics may be common throughout the range of cultures. In addition, gender roles and perceived gender roles, vary based on a person's race or ethnicity. Gender roles influence a wide range of human behavior, often including the clothing of a person that the person chooses to wear, the profession of the person pursues, manner of approach to things, the personal relationships a person enters, and how they behave within those relationships. Although gender roles have evolved and expanded, here we go, they traditionally keep women in the private sphere and men in the public sphere. Various groups, most notably feminist movements, have led efforts to change the aspects of prevailing gender roles that they believe are oppressive, inaccurate, and sexist. So y'all got that, right? How's it working out now? Because we went from equal rights to hey, we can do this ourselves and we don't need no man. And what's the results now? Women saying, well, if I'm making $90,000 a year, a man not making on or close to what I'm making is no good for me. In Augusta, Georgia, right now, where there's no power, the chick that makes $100,000 a year with no lights on and don't know how to barbecue and scared to open her door and leave her house because there's no lights and all she has is her pet cat and her cell phone don't work because the tower the T-Mobile tower's not working. She's wondering, should I leave the house? Is somebody gonna get me? Probably. Where's that dude that you said wasn't good enough for you because he made $50,000 a year? You know the dude that lived up the street? But you look out your window, you see him walking by without a problem. He got grocery. His cell phone worked. He got Verizon. You got T-Mobile. His Verizon tower didn't blow over. Oh, I got service. So he's walking down the street with groceries, laughing and talking. There's a big old tree in the middle of the street. He just put the bag and hop over it, one hand. High five other brothers, goes upstairs. How that $100,000 working now when the lights ain't on? You don't need us. There's brothers right now clearing the roads, getting to work, trying to help people that's trapped under collapsed roofs, and you don't need us. The building you live in was built by men. The tiles on the floor, the carpet laid down, the plumbing, the electricity, majority of it was men. Were there women involved in that? Probably, maybe 2%. Because y'all don't want those jobs. Bricklayers, concrete, all of that stuff, men. You don't need us. Kofa, salute. No doubt, good brother. And that was an excellent live you did the other day, man. That's crazy. If y'all missed it, go to Kofa's channel, please. He tells the whole story. How, oh man, just go to please go to Kofa's channel and just listen to it. He got custody of his son and he tells a whole story about baby mama. I was listening to it like, yo. And incidentally, Kofa, this is basically what we're talking about. You actually inspired this show pretty much. This woke situation. Shamar, what up? Woke, so look. This woke culture that hijacked feminism, it gave women a platform to treat us nasty, undermined us. They've infiltrated the law, the legal system. All the woman has to do is call up and say, yo, he went upside my head. And in most cases, they come in and they locking you up before they even ask you questions. You're like, what am I getting lifted for? What's going on? Well, she said you hit her. Huh? I haven't seen her in 3 days. Hit her when? And now you're jammed up just enough. And I've seen this. Yeah, put the link in. Let me see. It's pinned, y'all. When y'all get a chance, please go watch that. If you're on a long drive, if you're in the gym, listen to it from start to finish. I was like, whoa. Man. Joe Townsend says, Drew, I know a sister who makes $200K a year. She married a white man who makes $80K a year, and she bought him a Harley Davidson. Exactly. And I ain't going to get on that, bro. I'm not even going to get on that. Because, all right, I'm gonna leave race out of it. She saw value in him. She knows she needs a man. So we talk about gender roles. Maybe the roles are reversed to a degree, but you know what? That's not true all the time. Because I saw a TikTok of a woman who's a full-time lawyer. It was a white woman. She's a full-time lawyer. She still comes home and does the cooking and help the kids with the homework, has dinner ready and has it on the plate for her husband. Her husband doesn't make as much as her, but he has a job. And she says, I just come home because I come home before him and I just do it. And she posts meals on Instagram, and of course, women came from her. Why do you do that for him? You're not his slave. She says, no, I'm his wife. I'm the mother of his children. And I'm what you call considerate. What you don't see is when he does come home early before me, or when he's home, guess what he does? He cooks for her. That's how I run my household. Duh. What am I gonna do? Sit? If I'm hungry, I'm gonna sit here like, yo, my wife don't get home until like 4 hours from now. I'm gonna wait for her to come home and cook. What? No. I'm of able mind and body. I can cook. I'll cook, and it'll be hot and ready when she comes home. And if I feel like I'm going to bed, I'll put it on a plate and stick it in the microwave. She knows where it is. It's on the plate. And all I tell her to do is, when the food cools down, put it in the glass Tupperware and put it away. That's it. What is this? Today I came home from the gym. The kids, they don't clean up after themselves all the time. It's a bowl and a couple of cups, and I'm like, you wash the dishes and you dry them and you put them away. And then when they come home, like, yo, you don't go to bed with dishes in the sink. You don't leave a house with dishes in the sink unless you're in a rush. You don't do that. That get it together. And you lead by example. So I don't know what this is about. Mr. Shelton, salute. Aaron, salute. So I don't identify with any of this. Women getting mad at other women for catering to their husband. Dumbass chicks in her chat. I don't see you posting what your husband do. No, this is her Instagram. She's posting what she's celebrating being married and a mother. And she was a lawyer by trade. She wasn't on there talking. It was a white woman. She was on there talking about I make more money than him and he can't take me out. And no. But here we have a woman training her son. And if you just pulled up, if you can read that, woman says she will teach her son to send money to the girls because they're pretty. Listen, throw her in the garbage. And I ain't raising no one else's kid. He has a father. Find him and save your son, dude. He probably did, but she's probably playing games with the law and everything else. You know how these hood rats do. Or, throw the kid in the garbage. And I meant that. There's no time. We're out of time. If the kid can't be corrected, throw him in the garbage. Get him out of here. All right. The welfare queen, with how many kids she had? She was on Instagram trolling. She's talking about, I get, what was it, like $5,000, $8,000, $7,000 worth of EBT every month. You know what the kicker was, Nicholas? What up? You know what the kicker was? She was on there trolling hard, right? And I saw a short with her dancing, talking about going out tonight, looking for my 8th baby daddy or whatever. And she's like throwing it in our face that she gets all this free, she gets free shit from the government. And she don't work or nothing. And for whatever reason, dudes keep plowing her and making babies. She got like, that was the other thing. She had like, how many baby daddies? She had a lot. But you know what the kicker was? Her oldest son. She taught her oldest son how to live off the fat of the land. You believe that? Come on. Whatever. She taught her oldest son how to do what she does. And he got on the camera, and you know what I noticed? Watch this. She says, I even taught my son, head popping just like this, and the wig, weave, whatever going. I taught my son how to milk the system and make it work for him and get all of this. And she's pointing at this grocery. You know what the first thing I noticed was? The grocery wasn't even healthy food. It was fruit snacks, Doritos, and it's childhood food that we grew up with. None of it was healthy. The healthiest we ate was when the parents cooked. All of that stuff, if that's what you're raising your kids on, I ain't see no vegetables, nothing, no canned goods, nothing. It was probably in the kitchen or whatever, but they had boxes of snacks stacked up and fruity juices that don't need to be refrigerated. That stuff will kill you. You eat that stuff from the ages of 3 until you're like 12, you're going to have hypertension, diabetes, you're going to be overweight. Your cardio is going to be way down. As a kid, you can be a decent sized kid, not obese, but unhealthy on the inside. You take your kid to the hospital and be like, yo, what's up with his diet? He's deficient in A, B, C, and D. He's deficient. That's why his eyesight is bad. He's frail and shaken. How the hell is he pre-diabetic? He's not, her dumb ass, well, he's not fat. Well, what is his diet like? What is he eating? And guess what? Sugar is a drug. And now when you try and take it from him and give him some vegetables, he ain't gonna like it. You're gonna have to wean him off of that because you have to flush that out of his system, man. Now, the oldest son, when she was saying, I even taught my oldest how to do it. Guess what? He says, that's right. My mama taught me how to get these food stamps and the EBT. And I'm like, oh, whoa. Hold on. It's like I'm listening to his mother with a little bass in his voice. But I'm looking at the mannerisms, and the head was doing the same thing that the mother was. And he was, ow. Miguel. Oh, that's what happens when there's no man in the house. Kids behave like who they're around all day. I'm not saying he's broken wrist, but there's something to that. If he's not Miguel, he's going to be out and about. And when he gets older with those mannerisms, women are going to think he's Miguel. And real Miguels are going to think he's Miguel's. And he's going to be like, why is all these gay dudes trying to step to me? Your manhood was redefined by your mama. You act like your mama. Bro, yeah, phenomenal Mexican, that guy. Bro, had a few friends that were raised by single mothers. One time, then when you're a kid, You don't notice things. The adults notice things. And I remember we was at his house playing video games. This was back in the days. This was the first Nintendo, the NES. So we're playing the NES. His phone rang, and it was my father telling me to come home. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I dapped it up. It was getting dark. It was like winter time. We was on winter recess. And, it was getting dark like at 4:45, 4:45, right? So all right, time to come home. So I was like, so I'm walking home, whatever. So my pop says, hey man, he said his name. He said, why he answer the phone like that? He just asked me flat out, why he answer the phone like that? I said, like what? He says, when I called, I said, hey, Miss So-and-so, yeah, you let my son know, to come home. And he laughed and said, oh, no, my mom's not here. He said, I thought I was talking to his mother when he answered the phone. And I said, oh, and it didn't. I was like, Ricky in the building, salute. And it didn't register to me. And, I was young. And I'm like, oh, nah. And when I walked off, he said, that boy need to straighten that out. And I didn't understand until I got it later. Like, oh, the way he answered the phone, and mind you, we was young. We was going through puberty, so our voices were still kind of light. But when he answered the phone, he would answer the phone like his mother. Hello. So then when my pops called, he answered the phone. Hello. And according to my pops, he was like, hey, yeah, this is Mr. Reed. Tell my son, no, this is, well, tell him to come home. And I walked through the door. He's looking like, yo, Ricky, you saw that when I posted on? Bro, I'm going to unveil that. I'm just waiting for the right time. Through the Fire podcast, salute to you in that super chat. He said, been a minute since I stopped through. Here's something for the collection plate, man. Much love and appreciation, good brother. Salute to you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, good brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean. Woo-wee. Ooh. Yeah, man. So, yeah, it didn't dawn on me until, I was like, oh, okay. Auntie Jenny in the building, salute. She says, evening all, as a single parent to a male, my female friends always told me that I was too strict or harsh with him, but I got advice from strong men on how to raise him. He was independent too. And you see, that's great. That's great. The key component to your statement, Auntie, is that you had advice from strong men. And in my neighborhood, my three buddies that were single mothers, that came from single mothers, what they had was the village. And they had a lot of male influences. My father, and all the other fathers, when they come home from work and they would see us, they come talk to all of us. Those brothers in particular. How's school? How you doing? You all right? What's going on with you? Y'all playing football today? What y'all doing? You watch basketball, baseball, football, and they were always, that was the male influence. And you know what? They saw that. What did we always see our fathers doing? Going to work, coming home, under the hood of a car, fixing it. If the fellas met out in front of the building, in front of the house, the other father would stop and chit-chat, talk about the game, talk boxing. Yo, you saw the Giants? Oh, my God. Yo, when we get in the draft pick? Oh, man, yeah. Man stuff. Man stuff. And we would watch them, what they screaming about. And what did we do? It would be second nature to talk loud like them. Something's broke in the house, You know, a door in the cabinet is off the hinge. You look at it, grab a pair of a screwdriver, or a pair of pliers, or whatever it is, fix it. That's just what we do, man. That's just what we do. There's certain things we do instinctively. Instinctively. You know what this bitch is doing right here instinctively? She's raising a simp. Woman says she will teach her son to send money to girls because they're pretty. How many cars you think he's gonna fix? Even if you don't know what you're doing. If you ever broke down, you had an old car, you might not know what you're doing, but the smoke stock, I've been there. Bought a used car. It's like, uh-oh, what's happening? You don't know what you're doing, but you open that hood to see what's going on. Like, yo, man, what is it? You know what women do? You driving in the car, you're like, what is that? What is that? Pull it over. What is that? Let's fix this. Or if you can't fix it, take it to a mechanic. What do women do when they hear a bump in their car? You know how they fix it? They turn the music up.
Whoa! What?
What banging? I hear nothing. There's just certain things we do instinctively. My favorite scenario, you're upstairs laying down, you hear the window break, and you hear people scrambling coming through your kitchen or in your living room. You're like, this is a B&E. And if you know, a lot of men sleep heavy. Ladies, you wake up and you know what's going on. You're like, oh, no, because you hear them scuffling and they knocking shit over. You wake up your husband. What do? After you wake up your husband? If you got kids, first thing you do, wake up your husband. You call 911. He gets the gun. You should have a firearm in your house. Yes. He gets the gun. Go over to the kids' room. Make sure that door's locked. Or bring them over to with your bedroom. Lock the door. Don't go downstairs. Men, don't go downstairs. You don't know what's going on. Stay there. You are to guard the door. And in the event that they come upstairs, you gets the dumping on them. This damn gnat. Damn it. Got his ass too. Shit. Time out, y'all. Stupid gnat. Yeah, that's a bunch of chicks that married zesty dudes and they paid for it later. I spoke about that the other day. That gnat been bothering me all day here. He paid for it with his life. Bastard sinner. Anyway. You ain't got to go downstairs, y'all. Just guard the door. Whatever they getting down there, let them get it. It's when they come up those stairs. They're looking down the barrel. Don't ask no questions. As soon as they come upstairs, boom! That's it. When the police arrive, I got one. I don't know how many was downstairs. You don't have to engage. You don't have to engage. Just guard the door. That's it. Whatever's downstairs, I promise you it could be replaced. Yeah, F all that. So yeah, the latest flex is they don't need us. Manhood redefined by woke culture. Now, I talked about gender roles. I'm gonna read something else to you. I found this article by somebody named Sagrisan. I don't know if it's a male or a female. I'm gonna read this to you because I found this quite tricky. Masculinity has undergone significant transformations in the modern era. Traditional notions of masculinity were rooted in strength, power, and dominance. Language is important. Masculinity were rooted in strength, power, and dominance. Dominance. Watch this. However, modern masculinity is characterized by a more nuanced and inclusive understanding of what it means to be a man. This article will explore in the evolution of modern masculinity and how it is shaping our understanding of gender roles. I'm already hating this. Let's get back to it. The most significant shifts in modern masculinity is the rejection of the traditional male stereotype. The idea of the stoic, unemotional man who is always in control has given way to a more emotionally expressive man who is comfortable with his vulnerability. This shift is in part of a response to the recognition that traditional masculinity has been harmful to men themselves, leading to social isolation, depression, and substance abuse. Oh my God, bro. Did y'all hear that? Did you hear that? One more time. The idea of the stoic, unemotional man who is always in control has given way to a more emotionally expressive man who is comfortable with his vulnerability.
Whether you are homo!
This shift is in part a response to the recognition that traditional masculinity has been harmful to men themselves, leading to social isolation, depression, and substance abuse. Let me explain something to you. Nobody feels sorry for men. They never did. Our job is to produce. People feel more sorry for dogs, stray dogs, than men. They feel more sorry for pets than men. It's rare people check on us. It's rare. We're just supposed to do. It's rare. We come home with bullet holes and hands all messed up, working 14-hour shifts, and as soon as we walk through the door, you might have some nagging wife in the crib, kids are screaming, and then to top it all off, in today's era, you'll be lucky if you come home to a meal. You work 14 hours, you drove home, you're tired, you got to get back. You're only going to have about 6 hours of sleep because you got to get back to the plant or to the office. And then you get home, you smell food. Your fat ass wife and your kids done ate. Dishes in the sink, you smell food, none for you. Babe, where's you ain't cooked? Well, we cooked, and I cooked. You can't order Uber Eats. It's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. Well, we figured you ate. No consideration. So tell me again why men are depressed. Because we damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. They want us to be in touch with our feelings, show vulnerability. You know what happens when we do that? We're called soft. We're called sassy. Baby, I don't like that. Why are you so sassy? And watch this. Baby, I don't like that. Babe, I don't like that. Wow, it feels like you coming for me. Why are you talking to me like that? I'm telling you, I don't like that. That's a lot different from, baby, I don't like that. I'm not saying bark on her, yo, I don't like that. No. Nah, babe, I don't like that. I don't like that. You see the difference? They love calling us sassy. And then we put our foot down, we're narcissistic. We could do no right. So I'm reading this article and I'm like, what the Juice, what up? I'm like, what is going on? Huh? You better stop playing. Stupid ass article. So traditional masculinity has, I keep goofing up that word, it's late, y'all. Traditional masculinity has been harmful to men, leading to social isolation, depression, and substance abuse. No. Listen, dudes that have bad family, like house lives, I've seen it. It's led to drinking. And a lot of it has to do with the marriage failing, the family life collapsing. They lost their jobs. It has nothing to do. It doesn't have all to do with just being masculine. She's blaming normal things. Things that can be perceived as normal. If a man loses his job and he can't support his family, some dudes do turn to the bottle. They don't go straight home. They go to the bar. That's what Cheers was about, where everybody knows your name. Instead of going straight home, they go to the bar to hang out, get the weight off of their shoulders of the work day. You know why? Those spaces were created so they don't bring the bullshit home. And some dudes got nagging wives at home and they don't want to go home. They're like, yo, man, she goes to bed around 9. I don't want to go home until 9:30. That's what the bars were. Now, they might develop a little habit. You know, you just, I'm going to have one beer. Now, when you don't have it for a week, you have a taste for it. Congratulations, you developed a bit of a habit. Some dudes turn into heavy drinkers. The boss don't respect me. It's never enough. I'm doing more hours. I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. And then my wife is beefing. And then the kids need this. The kids need braces. And the benefits ain't enough. And blah, 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 blah. This is shit we deal with. It has nothing to do with masculinity. Masculinity is just what we are. International Quiet Storm, salute. Jeff Sparks, salute. Exactly, Quiet Storm. You see what I mean? Think before you drink, before you drive me crazy. Type shit. This is what I'm talking about. And some dudes don't want to bring their nonsense home, so they stay out. A guy that I know, one day, bro, check this out. My boy told me, he said, yo, I came home. He said, I parked because he lived in the building over from me, right? He said he saw his boy sitting in front of the building in summertime. He's sitting down listening to some music, you know, smoking a cigarette. He says, yo, what's good? He said, chilling. He said, why you ain't going upstairs? He said, wife is up. I don't even want to deal with it. Now, I don't know what kind of relationship, well, obviously they don't have a good one, but he didn't even want to be around her. And he had been off work for hours. He just sitting in front of the building, just listening to music off his little Bluetooth speaker and just smoking a cigarette, just sitting there to himself. You see what I mean? That's nothing to do with masculinity. We deal with a lot. And the truth is, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, man. A lot of men don't feel comfortable confiding in women, even women that they're dating. You know why? The one time y'all get into a bad argument, she gonna throw all of that shit in your face. I've seen it. I've seen it. If a man finally breaks down and say, yo, man, all right, here's what's bothering me, and I got this going on, I got that going on, and I got this and that. The one time y'all get into that bad disagreement, she'll find something you said to hurt you. And that'll be the last time. If that relationship stands the test of time, great. If it doesn't, that'll be the last time that dude will tell a chick anything. Y'all ever been around a woman? You could talk to me. Open up to me. Man, dudes be like, I ain't telling you. They say in their mind, no, I'm okay. He's not. Pay to go get therapy. Don't talk to her if you don't trust her. I'm telling you. Because I've seen some ugly shit. I've been in, yo, bro, y'all ever been in like a friend's crib and he start arguing with his girl? Exactly, Quiet Storm. Exactly. 100% of the time, when I've been at a friend's house and they get into a Khalid salute. Exactly. And they got the fighting and they got ugly. One of my boys' wives said the most vile, I'm not even going to repeat it on here, but it was the most vile thing that none of us needed to freaking hear. And they were all the way upstairs and he went in there and closed the door so we didn't hear it, but we heard exactly what she said. It was so damn uncomfortable. And we looked around like, I'm not staying here. I'm not staying here. And yo, we left, bro. And this was when texting it was new technology. Y'all remember texting with a flip phone? You had to press the same button. It was very annoying. So I text him from my flip phone. Going to the spot, meet us there. And I typed keep cool in caps. Keep cool. Meaning don't do nothing crazy so that the police no. And he came to the lounge and I said, yo, you all right? He said, yeah. I said, bro, y'all specifically went upstairs so y'all could work whatever y'all was working out. And she's screaming out y'all business with the door closed so we can hear it. She was just trying to violate you, bro. He said, man. And that's it, man. We just, because it was another friend's birthday. Well, not a birthday. I'm sorry. He was getting promoted on his job. So we were celebrating. Just a couple of hours and going home. My God, man. But as I tell that story, a woman will come in here and be like, oh, well, what did he do? Irrelevant. Well, he didn't do anything. She was just a nut job. Ended up divorcing her ass anyway. Ended up divorcing her ass. He divorced her. He couldn't deal with that. He divorced her ass. But ever since that day, I said, man, I don't like her, bro. Whenever I call him, I never ask. I ask about the kids. I never ask about her. Like, yo, you know, how the baby's doing? They good? Okay. Give a damn about her. I walk right past her in the street. I won't say a word to her. I ain't gonna say what she said, but I'm like, she wanted us to hear that. That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. It was uncalled for. I say, man, I hate that itch. F that. F that. That was, bro. But in this, let me go back to it. The shift is in part of a response to recognition that traditional masculinity. So she thinks traditional masculinity, I'm assuming a woman wrote this, has been harmful to men. So they're diminishing our roles in society. Modern masculinity is also marked by a greater emphasis on equality and respect for women. Oh my God. So, original masculinity had no respect for women. I'm not. So to be a classic man is disrespectful to women. Now you see, this article is written very articulate, but there's a such thing as being an articulate idiot. My grandmother wasn't abused. My grandmother, both of them were some of the toughest women I ever met. As a matter of fact, Big Mama ran shit in the house. My grandfather was quiet. He owned a store in Brooklyn. And when the family came over, all the kids be running around and we made too much noise. Grandma said, Go sit your ass. Her mouth used to be just like, y'all go sit your asses down. Willie, come on, get these kids. He come in the back and come in the backyard. Yo, come on now. Y'all done pissed off. Tell y'all to keep. She ran shit. My other grandmother on my daddy's side, same thing. Same thing. Toughest women I knew. Didn't seem abused to me. It's just how it worked out. Where's this idea that to be a man, to be a woman in the 50s, that y'all were in ball and chains and getting whooped and all this other? No. It wasn't like that. Y'all watched The Honeymooners. Ralph went to work. Alice was the homemaker. She cooked, she cleaned, that was her job. But guess what? They would argue and she would son him in arguments. Call him fat in almost every episode. Pow right in the kissed her. Never hit her. One of these days, Alice, yeah. She wasn't abused. She didn't get with Trixie and say, I just feel unalive. I need to see what else is out there. What? Another bus driver? What? So according to this article, whoever wrote this, I don't know if it was a fairy or a woman, they're relating masculinity to female abuse. This is crazy. Modern masculinity is also marked by a greater emphasis on equality and respect for women. So we didn't respect women, the old masculinity, and it has greater emphasis on equality. What? This shift is fueled by the feminist movement, there it is, which has challenged traditional gender roles and paved the way for a more equitable society. Men are increasingly expected to be allies and advocates for gender equality, not for just the benefit of women, but for their own benefit as well. Nicholas Levy in that super chat, salute. He says, no lies told, grandma ran it. Yes, grandma was the boss. When grandma got mad, everyone scattered. As a matter of fact, even my dad, my aunts, when they had to stop what they were doing in the kitchen, and while we was just in there and whatever, I don't know how I survived the 80s. I don't know. Some of my uncles smoked around the kids, and I don't know how. But when they had to stop and call one of the men in the back, they stopped what they were doing, turned down the TV, and they had to go in the back. Always getting barked on. Nobody got hit. I remember my Uncle Bill. My aunt called him back. Hey, Bill, come back. Come in the kitchen. And he's like, damn. because we watching boxing on ABC, Wide World of Sports. He goes in the back, and you hear them, yeah, I need you. And he comes stomping down the hall, my uncle. I'll be back, guys. I got to go to the store. He went to the store, sent him off like how my mother would send my older brother to the store. Man, take your ass to the store. Shut up. Uncle Bill went to the store because they just had to have some celery for the potato salad, whatever they were cooking back there. He ran to the store, came back. What'd I miss? Yeah, Auntie Jenny. Yeah. Look, older women lie to these younger ones as they're competing. Yeah, oh man. I gotta do a whole show about that. Royal Constrictor salute. I gotta do a show about that. These women giving bad advice to the younger generation because they are in competition with them because when they were their age, they goofed off their youth. It's something, man. Ain't that something? So let me get back to this. It's fueled by the feminist movement, which has challenged traditional gender roles and paved the way for more equitable society. Men are increasingly expected to be allies and advocates for gender equality, not just for the benefit of women, but for their own benefit as well. Let me ask you a question. I just the other show, didn't I read from an article that said the number of women on antidepressant medication has increased? So y'all are getting equality, but y'all are getting stressed the hell out in the process. More women are overweight today than ever. Y'all are unhealthy. All right. All of y'all are not bosses like you say, but in pursuit of being a boss, you're stressing yourself out. You're overeating. You're not exercising. And just because you run and get a BBL, or let's say you're blessed where everything is hitting you, and you're still overweight, but everything is hitting you in the proper places. You get your waist snatched. That don't mean your insides is good. You're working yourself to death. You're not healthy. You're putting yourself into an early grave. That's equality? That's I don't understand. Allies? Huh? Y'all are stressed out because you're doing jobs that, you're not even doing jobs. Y'all are running and hustling on a level that you're not built to work on. Y'all ever rode a bike in sand? You can get about a good 20 feet if you get a start. But after a while, you can't do it. That's what women are doing. You're choosing to do what we are built to do. And in the process, you're killing yourself. Making the same money or more money than we make, that's not impossible. But the trade-off is what? You don't get that six-figure husband. And watch this, even if you do, if he makes your money and does something close to what you're doing, if you work in a 60-hour work week and he's doing the same, when do y'all have time for each other? It's not going to work out. Dolly Parton. I remember seeing this years ago. They finally got a picture of her long-term boyfriend or husband or whatever this guy is. Do you know how this dude looked? You know who he looked like from a distance? You know the dude that just fought Caleb Plant, McCumbee? He looked like him. He had the trailer park hat, the Hulk Hogan mustache, but it was brown. He was watering the flowers on the porch of the house that she bought. He just looked like a trailer park dude, a regular old dude, love of her life. You don't even see him. You don't know who he is. Who's the breadwinner in that household? Dolly Parton, the country singer. Everyone knows who Dolly Parton is. I grew up around her, like her music. You know why she was so popular? She was blonde hair, blue eyed. She had a country. She was from somewhere, the Midwest or the South. She was a country girl, a country singer, and she had a tiny little waist, and she had really big boobs. That's how you knew Dolly Parton. She had really big boobs. Her and that other character, Elvira, really big boobs. She's in a movie called The Greatest Little Whorehouse in Texas. That was a movie. She was in it. Dolly Parton. You can Google her. She's on YouTube, everything. I don't know how she looks now, but I remember seeing a picture. They had still pictures of her husband or boyfriend or whatever. He was out there with no shirt on. He had a dad body and some jeans on. He's watering flowers. Like, yo, who's that? Is that the water guy? Is that the flower guy? No, that's her boyfriend. Wow. She's not married to no other famous person or whatever. She was with that man. And the word is she's been with him forever. And she's the breadwinner. You don't hear her complaining. They're probably together now. Let me see something. Dolly Parton. Husband. His name is Carl Thomas Dean. Married. Had a small service. They've been married since 1966. I'm looking at a picture of them. Yeah, that was when they was a lot younger. This dude, he's 82 years old, Nashville, Tennessee. Wait a minute. Oh, he was in the movie with her, Dolly Parton, Here I Am. That was the movie about her. He's still alive. It's a regular dude. A regular dude. Salute to her. You don't see her complaining. They took a picture of him and, he had a mustache and he just chilling on the porch. Come on now. Yeah, Rhinestone Cowboy with Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. Damn. Crazy stuff. I'm reading this article like, what is going on? So the trade-off is, okay, y'all got all the rights that y'all want right now, right? And all I see is your blood pressure raising, diabetes, your weight is raising. Quiet Storm says, I never understood that. Women are the most free to basically do whatever they want with no accountability, but they're the most stressed out. I don't get it. You marry them, you marry them, they divorce you, they take half your stuff, they get custody of the kids, and then you got to pay them and child support. And they're stressed? Where? Why? What happened? I missed it. Another important aspect of modern masculinity is the recognition of diversity in male experiences. This includes a greater understanding of the intersectionality of masculinity, such as how race, sexuality, and socioeconomic status intersect with gender identity. The experiences of men who belong to marginalized groups are now more visible and valued, challenging the idea of monolithic male experience. I'm not going any further. You know why? Wait, hold on. Modern masculinity also embraces the role of fatherhood and caregiving. In the past, men were expected to be the breadwinners and women primary caregivers. However, modern men are increasingly involved in raising their children and taking on caregiving responsibilities. This shift is not just about sharing the workload, but also about the emotional and social benefits of being involved in nurturing parent. Okay, wait a minute, King, salute. Wait a minute. You know why this is nonsense? Back in the day, all these kids knew who their father was. And I'm not saying fathers were perfect. Hey, women weren't perfect. But daddy, because daddy played a specific role. Women were the nurturers. We were the tough backbones of the family. We handled all the dirty stuff. We had a role. The roles are jumbled up now. To the point where women are saying, I could do this all by myself. You cannot. You can try. But if you do it all by yourself, why do you need spousal support? Why do you need child support? Why do you need the help of Uncle Sam? AKA the government. What do you mean? This redefining of manhood is absurd. And it's hurt us as a society. It has. Did you? Modern men are increasingly involved in raising their children and taking on caregiving responsibilities. Excuse me, we've always done that. Now watch this. If women have the same roles of men, if women have the same roles that men has had back in the day, because everything's equal now, right? That means if the man has to go out and work 60 hours in a work week, guess what? Mommy's doing it too. You know why that's nonsense? Because single women that gotta work those 60-hour work weeks, who's watching the kids? If he only has visitation 2 days out the week, tell me who's watching those kids? Babysitters, nannies, cousins, aunts, everyone but the mother. So now, you mean to tell me, because of equality, gender equality, you saying that the man wasn't as nurturing back then? So now, these women want to be like the men back then? That means they're not nurturers. Because if a man is home being the nurturer, what are we called? Lazy, sassy. What do you mean you're not working? Don't you look at men funny that don't work? What do you do? Oh, your wife you're a stay-at-home dad? Is that what this is? It's not impossible, but it's very, very rare. Is any of this making sense? Exactly, J-Man. You strong and independent. And this, according to this article, men weren't nurturers back then. You got to be there. You could support the household, but if you're not there to hug the babies and sing them good night, you're not doing your job. So now you want these women, due to equality, to do what the men were doing back then? Do you see the contradiction in this? You got to dissect this stuff. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I would completely challenge this person to that. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me, do the equality, which is a good thing. You're redefining manhood. Okay. So now the woman can make the same amount of money that we make, work the same amount of hours. That means she's going to have to be out the house the same amount of time. So if you're accusing the men from old masculinity, which was bad, in your opinion, it was bad. Because, by the way, a lot of people that wrote this shit, they were born in like the 90s, in the 2000s. They have no idea what was going on in the early 80s and 70s and 60s and 50s. They only know from movies. And they say, mommy's always in the kitchen working, slavery. And daddy's always working. So working, they decipher us working long hours as neglect to the wife and to the kids. Never mind the fact that we got to be out the house working to pay for all of this shit. They look at it as a form of neglect. They haven't used that word, but that's very, very, Darius, what up? That's very, very, that's what they're saying. That's along the lines. It's very clear to me. So what you're saying is, now that all things being equal now, all things are being equal. The woman could do the same job, work the same hours. Guess what? She don't need us though, right? So now she could be out the house. And everybody's watching the kid but her. Guess what? She still got to come home and cook, or is she going to do Uber Eats and waste money? And how many of these modern women can even cook? Let's say you don't have a man. Let's say you just had a sperm donor. Y'all ain't on good terms and you don't need him for nothing. You got your own bag. Ebony K. Williams. Ebony K. Williams still got to put in work. She don't work a normal job. She's on TV and reality shows, and she's a lawyer by trade or something like that. She don't work a 40-hour work week. So when she's doing it by herself, where's her kid? She's out the house at least 12 hours a day, at least. That's lowballing it. Is she neglecting her kid? And hence, this is what I'm saying. They wanted men to do and be everything. We got to conquer the world, come home, and then rock the kids to sleep. And then at the same time, if you let modern women tell it, we supposed to get our own food. We can't, because them doing something for us, something nice for us. How about this? As a wife, that's your job. But don't tell them that, because that makes you narcissistic. Excuse me, I ain't got to do shit. Make a meal, you cook, nigga. Right? Right? You don't even want to be nice. Xavier, what up? You don't even want to be nice to your husband. These women are they're disgusted. These women today, this is not my grandmother or my mother. I've never seen anything like this. Oh, yeah. But this chick is raising her son to send pretty girls cash apps because they're pretty. And she's sending this little boy into the world with this mentality. Throw her out and throw the baby out with the bathwater. My brother Xavier says women will be on time to work and do their job and go above and beyond for a man at work that's her boss, but will complain about coming home and cooking their husband a damn meal. Yup. They'll bring Starbucks to work for their boss, treat them with the utmost respect, get home and tell your husband, go to hell. Babe, could you give me a glass of water? You get it! Hey, Bone Quisha, give me some Starbucks. Okay. Fellas, don't marry no woman named Bone Quisha. Don't marry no woman named Safari. Did you know in California, it's rare that a black woman has the same name? Did you know that these aren't really like African names? They're just made up. Safari? Funkana? Too Sweeter? This is ridiculous. Yeah, Todd, sometimes they bang the boss too. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. But my point is, now all things being equal, the women could work those long hours and make that same money, if not more. So when do they have time for the kids? All things being equal. And all I see is women getting stressed out, blood pressure high, diabetes on the rise, overweight. The wigs are going up, the nails are getting longer, the BBLs are out of control. And then they talk about no good men out here. And y'all, and they have on top of that, they have attitudes. It's like, what is happening? And then I read articles like this. John Pound, salute. No doubt. Good to see you, good brother. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I read articles like this. They're trying to politely explain and make this make sense. It's all bullshit. That's ridiculous. I'll have none of it. It's a contradiction. Masculinity, the old masculinity, meant that men were chauvinists. That's what I got from this article. We're used to being chauvinist and rude, and we're heartless. The new masculinity looks at women as equal. We're not equal. We're not. And puts us in touch with our feelings for them to call us sassy. And we look at them as allies. Yeah, let's go get our fingernails painted together. Yeah, you could work the same jobs as us. Good. And now these new men, they're more in touch with their feelings and they have more time to spend with the babies. Why? Because we're not working as many hours. For women to say that we don't match up to them financially, we're not equally yoked. Y'all have heard that before. The question, if the old masculinity, and I'm going to drive this point, if the old masculinity required us to be at work, which prohibited us to be as affectionate to the family, this new masculinity, with all things being equal, permits women to do the same exact thing. So who's watching the damn kids? Especially if they're single mothers. They've turned into what they say they don't like. That's the point of this article. With this new this new masculinity, the soft version, it gives way for the women to act like how the men were acting, which you said was bad. Boom, there it is. I just summed this nonsense up in 2 seconds. Well, in 10 minutes. Exactly, Quiet Storm. Don't, all this fancy smashy talk that they do, this is ridiculous, man. What's a real man? You ask these women that, what's a real man to you? And just listen to what they say. And then ask them who taught them that. They're going to talk about what their mama or aunts taught them. Ain't no man taught them that. The only women that can tell you what a man is, the first thing they're going to do is think about what they seen their father or some father figure did. What did he do? And I'm talking about a righteous one. If your father was a crazy like street dude, that's possible. But I just told you on my block, all the dads would pass each other going to their cars or going to the bus stop to go to work. Hey, good morning. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? And then they bump into each other 10 hours later coming home. Hey, man, what's up? How's your day, man? What's going on? Oh, man, you gonna watch the game right now? Oh, yeah. They were always moving and shaking. They were never in trouble with the law. They were up under the cars, working that stuff, talking about sports. These were men. That's how I grew up. I didn't grow up painting my fingernails, talking about, hey, what you thinking about? No, on the phone. Today's modern men will be on social media arguing with people back and forth, laying on their stomach like this, clapping their feet behind them. It's like, whoa. You know why I put emphasis on the clapping of the feet? That's something that women do when they were on the phone. Now you got boys doing that. Cool channel name says 90% of the whatever podcast is women attempting to claim everything is an opinion. She's a 10. Yeah, oh yeah, bro. I don't. I was watching one of the shows, and I'm not being mean, I'm just talking about what I saw. White woman, fat, said she was a 7. No. No. Nope. It's like, shut your mouth. You know, you know what, man? You know what I noticed about those podcasts too? I'll tell you something. You ever ask those women, you ask them what makes a man ugly, and they will talk for hours. What makes a man ugly? His height, you know, somebody's looks, his hands, his shoes, his car. If he got money and he speaks highly of himself and he's proud of his accomplishments, he's narcissistic. If he says, well, you know, I have an average job and, you know, I could be doing better, he lacks confidence. You know, there's no winning. But if you ask those same women, what makes a woman ugly? They don't want to answer the damn question. All of a sudden, beauty's in the eye of the beholder and all this other outer space shit. Come on, man. You watch that Pop the Balloon thing? Let me tell you, that show is really revealing. It's really the Pop the Balloon shows. I don't care which one you're watching, the original one, because now everybody's doing a version of it. It's very revealing. There don't be anything wrong with these brothers. I mean, there was one dude on there, I know he was trolling, but because he came on there with a wig on and some fake glasses. But for the most part, there don't be nothing wrong with those brothers. And the chicks that be popping the balloon, one of those chicks had 4 kids from 4 different baby daddies. You should have held on to everyone's balloon. Disgusting behavior, man. So this article that I'm reading is trash. Let me just read this one last thing. Finally, modern masculinity is characterized by a greater emphasis on mental and physical health. Men are encouraged to prioritize their own well-being and seek help when needed. This is a significant shift from the past, where seeking help was often seen as a sign of weakness. Men are now encouraged to be open about their struggles and seek support from mental health professionals, friends, and family. Stop right there. How many times you heard Kevin Samuels say, he asked men, he says, first of all, he said everyone, he was a big advocate of therapy. He said everyone should be in therapy. The women that used to try and challenge him on the show, he asked them, are you in therapy? And they say, no, I don't need therapy. And they on there talking crazy with rakes for eyelashes, and they on there like, I don't need therapy. I'm a 10, and you 4'11" and 500 pounds. And did this damn article just say men are encouraged to prioritize their well-being and seek help when needed? Focus on their mental and physical health? Wait a minute. I just said. Okay, so old masculinity is bad. This new masculinity is preaching health, but we're now equal. It's saying that we're equally yoked with women, so women can now do what we do. Women are doing what we're doing, and now they're becoming unhealthy. So now, if we were not healthy under the old masculinity, now you're saying it's okay for women to do what we used to do? Because you want us to do what y'all been doing. stay in the house and cook and clean and spend time with the kids. I don't know how we're doing that and still making these. We're supposed to be a 6-figure making man and a catch for these women that want us, right? I don't know how we're doing that in raising the kids, but whatever. So now that we're equal, you're saying that we now put emphasis on health and wellness? Well, question. Last show, I spoke about women being more unhealthy because they're overworking themselves. The amount of women on antidepressant medication is up through the roof. What's the percentage of black women that are overweight? A lot. Shout out to masculinity. Shout out to being equal. We're supposed to carry that burden, not you. So according to what I just read, Ralph Kramden, if Alice was equal to Ralph Kramden, Alice would be fat like Ralph Kramden. So why is it you telling us to focus on our health? And I'm looking at my black woman and they fat all over the place. Not healthy. This is a contradiction. And I'm not poking fun. I'm just saying, this is real. This article is setting women up for failure. Do you understand? Listen. Oh, cool channel name. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm not firing shots at overweight women. I'm firing shots at this article because you know what this article is doing? Women have read this and co-signed it, but they've secretly set you up for failure. You're talking about masculinity and this should put more emphasis on health. If you have women running around like men, are they putting emphasis on health? Not according to the facts, data, and statistics. America's already the fattest country in the world. Already. What percentage of I'm just talking about black women. What percentage of black women are overweight now? What is it, like 3 out of 5? That's a lot. This is crazy. With all things being equal. Because working and providing for the family, some of us with a job we didn't like, we need to come home and still be nurturing to the kids, man. Sometimes we just annoyed. We want to shower and go to bed. Mark, salute. Sometimes you just got to understand that and get out the way. That don't mean we hate you. That means we got to we're doing this for you. Feed him, let him take a shower, go to bed because he got to do it in the morning. Again, and it's only Monday. So what are we talking about? Exactly, Kane. That's the white standards of beauty. Stop. You know what I'm saying? That's what they'll tell you. I don't want to be no stick figure. Well, look, man. BMI is your BMI. Would you rather be a stick figure? And that's what I'm saying. That's the vain part. Sisters will tell you, "Oh, I don't want to be a stick figure. You want to be voluptuous and curvy? Why? You ain't got no man in your life? You want to look curvy for him? How about this? I bet you he'd prefer you to be around as long as you can. So if you get healthy and you turn out to be slim, then that's just what it is. What do you need to be all curvy and crazy looking for? Please explain that. I know about that. You know, I need to do a review about that movie. Cool channel name. Y'all remember that movie? How old are y'all? Y'all remember 9 to 5? Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Damn, that came out in the 80s, like early 80s. I remember that. I saw the first time I saw it, it was on y'all remember HBO's rival, WHT? My cousin had both. There was another movie called Tootsie, came around the same time, where a dude had to dress as a woman for whatever reason. I forgot. Yep, working 9 to 5. She did the soundtrack for that, that song for that movie. And those women was in a job and they hated their boss, and I think they were scheming on beating up their boss. Something happened, I forgot. Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. That was a movie. And I remember the song, working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. I remember that. Yep. Oh, yeah, all the 80s shows were about single women. Y'all remember, what's her name? What was the name of that? She was a waitress, and she worked at a diner. The diner's owner name was Mel. And what was her co-worker name? She always used to say, Mel, kiss my grits. What's the name of that song? Alice. Did you know that Alice was a movie, and then they made it into a sitcom? It was a movie first. There's a new girl in town, and I'm feeling good. I remember this stuff. I used to watch it. It was primetime TV. I remember all of that stuff. About single women, and guess what? They always had a hard way to go. They always had a hard way to go. It was never easy. It was somewhat tragic. Like, damn. You know what changes everything? A man. Because in those episodes, although it's funny, they meet a man, and that man really comes and saves them and changes things. But I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a married man, happily. And all of this stuff that I see online, I don't identify with any of it. I don't identify with any of it. I'm like, why are they doing this to themselves? It's like the body count conversation. Let me get this straight. You feel liberated. You feel liberated. So that means you can sleep with as many men as you want, or women, because we're in that era. But you don't want to talk about it. You heard what I just said? Don't judge me off of my body count, but your body count's high. And you're liberated. Because if men could do it, you can do it. Okay. So when you're sitting at that dinner table with a guy you really like, he checks all the boxes, meets all the requirements. He's over 6 feet tall. He got a 6-pack, makes 6 figures, and you drove over there in his brand new 2025 Escalade. And you're like, damn, how do I not mess this up? And then he says, how old are you? You're in your 20s. Okay. How many partners have you had? That's polite. And he has a right to ask that. I mean, never mind the fact that, a woman has a chemical connection to all the dudes she sleeps with, right? But that's another topic. What are you going to do? Tell him to mind his business? Remember what you're sitting in the seat across from. The guy that checks all the boxes. Height, weight, money, vehicle, everything. He got it all. He just asked you. Yeah, so how many partners have you had? Very important. Do you lie to him? Do you tell him mind your business? Do you tell him it don't matter? So let me get this straight. You're sexually liberated, but you want the man that you're interested in to mind his business? How the hell does that work? How does that work? Either you're going to stand on it or you're not. I'm liberated. I can do everything a man can do. I can sleep with who I want to sleep with. What's your body count? None of your business. Guess what else men did? Y'all know. Either it was y'all or y'all had that one or two or group of friends. How many chicks you been with? Psh, man, I'll be talking for hours. I was doing her and I was doing her. That's how men do. What's the matter? You don't want to do that? Some of them do. I literally saw a clip from a podcast where a chick said, me and my friends, we're here to hoe and go. They go on these cruises with their friends and they just bang everything in sight. They're here to hoe and go. That's the exact word she used. The exact phrase. I said, oh my goodness. And some of these chicks, they look at women with a low body count like they crazy. So you want to be masculine when it's convenient, right? You want to be independent when it's convenient. You want to be a strong woman when it's convenient. When that kid start crying, you get mad at dad when you kicked him out the house. You said you could do this by yourself. 3 a.m, that kid is crying. You got to go take care of that by yourself. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. I want to check with Ebony K. Williams' baby in about 7 years. God willing, we're still here. I'm willing to bet at some point when he gets older, you're going to see a very feminine young boy. You'll be like, what's wrong with him? Hashtag Dwayne Wade. But this article I read was crazy. Manhood has been redefined by woke culture. It's disgusting. Men, stay men. Don't listen to this crap. If you're raised by a single mom, it's important for you to rub elbows with men. Go to church. Get involved in men's groups. Do something. Ladies, if you're a single mother and you have a son, get him involved in sports. Get him involved in coaches. Get to know the coaches and give them the okay. Like, yeah, it's okay to scream at them. Because I know a lot of that is, oh, don't scream at the kids. No. My football coach used to curse us out when we got things wrong. But it made us better. It developed character. It was funny as hell sometimes, too. My God. Kids is boo-dissies these days. You scream at them and they start crying. How the hell you get a trophy for competing? It was first, second, and third. Anything that wasn't first, that means you had to practice to get better. Participating trophies, man. If you lose, you lose. You know why? If you take losing as an art form, it makes you better because eventually you're going to get tired of it. Like, yo, man, I gotta work harder. Get out of here, man. These kids they're raised by a lot of single women, right? And by the way, ladies, for a lot of ain't-ish dudes out here, y'all sure are pregnant. A lot.
Whoa! What the
Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, Super Chat. I'll be cooking on this boxing tomorrow morning. Drew Titan LLC. And y'all make sure y'all take it gently, man. Be who you are. Be a man. And ladies, respect yourself. And get into your feminine. And the better you are at that, the more high quality males you'll attract. But study the laws of attraction. Just read the book. Let's see what I'm talking about. Y'all take it gently. I'll see y'all in the morning.